Hello and welcome to Advertisers Watching Ads. This is a weekly show where brands watch other brands' ads.
It is almost like making fun of somebody's accent, saying, hey, you can't pronounce the name of my brand properly.
Hey, who are we turning off? Who's going to write us letters based on this kind of a thing? And it's a great point.
My name is Tom Ollerton, and we are brought to you as ever by our partners Contagious, who helped us choose the ad this week. But before we get to that ad, let's meet this week's guests.
Hi, my name is Naushir Jagmag. I'm the Associate Vice President at Infosys.
And I'm Scott Grenz. I'm the founder of Genco Pura Media. We're a media advisory company, and we help find solutions for agencies, clients, and media sellers.
This week's ad is from Carlsberg in Vietnam. It's a giant, wacky, out-of-home billboard thing that if you say the right word to it, it'll give you an ice-cold beer. What is not to like?
Carlsberg. 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 Sao vậy?
Carlsberg.
Carlsberg.
CAR-Z-BERG. Cosmo. Carlsberg.
It's like time to get the statistics now, guys. So I'm going to get you to give this a vote. 1, 2, 3. A 3 and a 2. That will put Carlsberg mid-table. What's the wider context? What's going on outside of this video?
Carlsberg is in the Vietnam marketplace. It's trying to move up in the rankings in terms of share. Basically, they've created this interactive out-of-home campaign. I think it does two things, really. It brings name awareness, obviously. Is difficulty pronouncing the name Carlsberg, I guess, in Vietnamese dialect. Also sampling opportunity. And I think also brilliantly, it generates a lot of video content for them to play on different platforms and stuff. So I think it's something that has a lot of different arms and legs around it and really creates some really cool video organically. So
3 things to the ad which kind of stuck with me was one, of course, getting the brand name right for people to resonate and kind of work on calling it the right name, which is important in some of the regions. 2, product sampling, great way to sample the products for the company. And 3, I feel is the whole experience, the integrated experience of bringing people together and enjoying a beer. Because, in that environment, it only creates a positive impact. There's no negativity when you have something like this in public and where people are going at it, trying to call different names. And, it only creates like a very positive environment for the brand, which is great.
I think this is directly outside their office, like no question. Do you know what I mean? This isn't like like a busy drinking area, is it? Look at that. There's clearly the corporate office in the background. So
it's a corporate park.
And there's this other bar here, so
probably these are their employees, Tom.
No, of course it is. Of course it's the employees.
It was staged product sampling.
So it is staged. What you see in the ad is the fun bit. I'm assuming that this will be a manned billboard with somebody looking at
Absolutely.
ID. The ad is a summary of bringing that emotion together or to present it in a positive way. So that's how I'm seeing it. Absolutely a product sampling aspect to it, because otherwise, I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
I would say it's more event marketing than it is out of home, I guess. In my context, I probably could have been clearer and said, what this really is event marketing. And, but it is, I think the brilliant part that's not to be, lost in the discussion is what it creates, the content that it kind of creates on probably not a whole lot of money, that they're able to generate different videos off of this and, different kinds of things off of this thing.
Keeping it with the name, the recall is fantastic. And I mean, there is no way you can associate anything else with this ad but the product, which I think is fantastic.
If anything, if this thing works as intended, people are going to remember the name Carlsberg. I mean, that's what you want. When you go to a bar, you want to be able to say the name and order the beer. And I think it really has a nice play with that. And that's what shines through, right?
It could also translate into a lot of in-store promotions, and you can do a lot with it. You can really thread this campaign into a larger activation campaign. The FIFA World Cup is going on. They could have actually got different countries to compete, and and they could have rode on something bigger and larger, and got people to compete.
TikTok memes and all that kind of stuff. Consumers could have a play with it as well.
It's about accents, right? I think if I were to give you a completely different perspective, it is almost like making fun of somebody's accent, saying, "Hey, you can't pronounce the name of my brand properly," or whatever, right? I mean, it could almost be offensive. It can be taken in a very negative way as well. I mean, that's of course another complete different perspective of how you see something like this.
Do you see people taking offense to this?
Not really, but again, I'm just saying, as a brand, you need to, when you launch a campaign, you need to look at the local implications. Of course, I'm not an expert on Vietnam as a region or the people. Maybe they'll take it sportingly, maybe they'll not. You never know, right? I mean, it's a very thin line which you have to really, make a choice on.
Between the brand team and the agency, they would have a good enough feel, you would hope, around what would play and what wouldn't play, that they wouldn't put anything in the marketplace that would have a negative impact. So you would hope. But I mean, it's a point well raised, because I think, especially in the Western world, Tom, things like these are the kinds of things that in this day and age we have to think about. Like who are we upsetting? Who are we turning off? Who's going to write us letters based on this kind of a thing? And it's a great point. But you would hope down in Vietnam, the agency and the client together, had the perception that this would be viewed as something that would be well received and have a laugh kind of a thing, rather than something else.
Would you sign this off? So thumbs up or down? 3, 2, 1.
I mean, just on the ad, I would say thumbs up. But in the holistic campaign, I would go thumbs down.
That's same for me. I really enjoyed the ad, and I really was, I like beer. So
when I first saw the ad, I was in a happy mood. I was in a happy place. Right? I mean, it felt nice. It was like, oh, this is fun. This is cool. But then that's it. When you start, peeling the onion as a marketer, I mean, as a consumer, I saw it. Will I remember it forever? No. Maybe I'll remember it for that point of time, felt good about it, moved on. But as a marketer, if I am, putting my job on the line for something like this, then I would have to peel the onion, saying, okay, what next? How am I going to measure outcomes, and what is it going to result in? So that for me is a thumbs down, because that does not cut the ice for me.
If we're looking at this as a catalyst, right, to light a fuse, to get some awareness going, that the follow-on is going to be the thing that carries the ball the next couple of yards or what have you, and it's part of an integrated campaign over years, then I think then looking back historically, it takes on a much more positive light, that it's something that actually got things going for them. It was a thing that got them going. But that's to be seen. We don't know. But standalone right now, in the current slice of time that we see ourselves in, it's hard to say that this thing is going to be the thing that kind of gets, there's going to be a lasting campaign for Carlsberg.
An interesting discussion nonetheless, guys. Scott and Nosh here. We will see you next time.